Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hello, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 5, Dundee 2 in a bizarre game at Ibrox Stadium. Enjoying myself up here back in the show is GB. Different.
I gave me the saying, Knox, I gave me two halves. That was mental, isn't it? I mean, I know we'll go into it, but after that first half, I was like, oh, here we go. It's got to be one of these nights. But thankfully, we see the 5-2 result, but
And it could have been double figures in the end, but look, we'll take the negatives and we'll take the positives. We started okay. I think Wright was showing well, and we'd making opportunities which we never took. McCausland and Van Silver had opportunities, you know. We're playing okay without being fantastic. And the game just started to look as if it was petering out. Then they came into it and our defence didn't look great. And then they scored a goal that pretty much shoot of nothing, GB, didn't they?
Aye. It's, again, just the stupid defensive mistakes again, Ox. I agree with you. The first 5 minutes, it was great to see us lively. Again, Ridvan was looking right at it. Raskin was in about it. And then, like you say, there's a bit of a kind of training match in between. And then, it's Dundee, as per way, a lot of these teams, we just give them a bit of an inch and they take their chances, Ox. And within, 2 minutes, we're 2-0 down.
The cross came in and I don't know, the setup, obviously young McCausland's not great, and we'll say that defence isn't a strong part of his game, so if he's going to play in that area, he's got to work on it. That's obvious, I think, a lot is. So the cross comes in, could he have done better? Yeah, he could, and then it's a decent cross in a dangerous area, but our setup's not great, we don't do anything, and the boy comes in and puts it in the back post, you know, he sort of sclaffs it, mishits it, whatever you want, and it goes back across a bizarre angle into the goal for Jack's coming across towards the front and we're 1 down. The second goal, same area of the pitch, we're not switched on. They take a free kick about 40 yards for the goal. They'll then get a 2-on-1 in young McCausland. The guy puts a good cross in. And I've got to say, if you've seen that goal, the finish in the Euros, people would say, oh, it's inventive. And it was inventive, but we're 2-0 down. You're thinking, what has happened here? GP.
I totally agree, Ox, especially in that second one went in. You're like, come on. And it's the space and time that they get, Ox. You're like, why are we not shutting these guys down? And they always these teams seem to have their kind of worldly strikes, don't they? And flicks and all the rest of it. I mean, Dundee, that boy for Dundee will never probably do that flick ever again. But it just so happened to us tonight. And looking at that point in time, Ox, that it's the writing's on the wall, because this is we said pre-match that the pressure was going to be on Clement if it didn't go his way, and I honestly thought at that point it was going to go down a kind of sour street.
I was looking, and then we gets a goal enough, and credit young McCausland. He sort of bomb it through, he sort of tries to guide it past the player, runs on it. Indeed, player for me should have done better. But his determination, and he puts it through the goalie's leg, gets a bit of luck, and it's 2-1, and it's a big moment in the game. We're back in it. But I want to take you back, and some of the things concern me, mate. Ridvan, I thought he was my best player, and he looks a good player, and you've seen the run we made in the second half. As he gets fitter, we'll get an asset, hopefully, in Barhons, if he stays fit. Right, but we've set our team up. We're taking out swinging corners. He puts one at the park, he puts it in with decent pace and that. We've nailed it with the ball's gone. And twice they sprung an attack because your setup's rang for the out-swinging corner, mate. And it worries me because these are things that I think an amateur coach would pick up If you're swinging the ball in a certain direction, the ball's going to come out if nobody headers it in a certain place. And they sprung on us twice, mate, for a corner. Real concerns for me. Small things, I don't know if you picked up on it. Small things, but things that worry me.
It's been, I think it's been there, Ox, since probably, I think Maestys picked up on it since the Benfica game, where we're so wide open at the back, and I think even McCoy's touched on it that night as well, saying about it, how it's just madness that you just leave yourself wide open for a counter-attack, and Clement seems to be persevering with it. I don't know if it's because he's wanting different personnel and come the summer to deal with this kind of tactic or whatever, but I don't know any team, Ox, that can constantly, like you say, surviving that, especially when you're putting balls into the box where 9 times out of 10 these Scottish defences are eating them up, Fox, aren't they? I mean, it's big boys that's in there dealing with these crosses. And
so
again,
opinions. People like in swingers, people like out swingers. I know you like swingers, but I like swinging corners. And that out swinger, mate, when you take a lot of that and you put a lot of power on it, you're actually taking that away for the goal, in my opinion.
You're just wanting quality, Ox. I don't know why it has to be our fullbacks that keeps doing this. Surely to God there's somebody else in the team that can whip in a good corner, Ox. It just seems to be always it has to be a fullback. If it's no Borner, it's Ridvan, and if it's no Tav, it's Tav. I mean, so there's got to be, this is a thing they've got to look at as well. It's been hanging out of the team as well with the corners and stuff like that. It's something we've got to improve on. And the team's got to chip in with it. This can't be fullbacks all the time for me, Ox.
Aye, mate, aye. So the negatives are that some people went missing. The passing in the first half became sloppy. We weren't creating. I thought Diomande looks as if he's got a lot to learn. At times, McCausland looked youthful, and then at times he looks excellent. Silver done some good things. Dessers was Dessers the first half. The ball was bouncing off him. Cantwell didn't influence the game a lot. Tav was non-existent. The two centre-halves had a lot of the ball without doing it, and Ridvan was the stand-up, mate. Butland lost 2 goals that he'll not be happy with, but however, we go in at half-time, 2-1 down, and you're thinking, right, okay, what's going to happen? And the second half was a lot better, GB. Night and day.
Aye, night and day, Ox. And do you know something, you touched on that just before we Cantwell there? I was saying about Cantwell, I wanted a big performance off him, and I was concerned, Ox, that it was going to be a night there that we didn't show anything, but he came alive that second half, Ox. Him and Raskin. Ridvan again still in a lot of endeavour there with him. McCausland again better. I think actually, Ox, the second half he moved across to that left, and I thought he actually played better out in that left when they kind of swapped him there. But I can't move very influential in the second half for me, bud.
I don't know, it's if buts and maybes. If we would have won, and I know it's an if we would have won on Saturday there, yeah, that could have been double figures tonight. There was that many opportunities to score goals, you know. And we've seen the Dessers, which sums up his season, he scored an excellent goal. It was a good header, GB. Mm-hmm. He then had a good header that the boy made a fantastic save, the Dundee goalkeeper. Credit where it was due. It was a fantastic save, considering the conditions. I know it was a difficult chance when Cantwell put it across the box, but he managed to get it out of the bar when it was enough possible. GB.
No. He's a wild striker, Rox, isn't he? He's just, don't get me wrong, he's a workhorse, isn't he? He tries his heart out. He tries to shout to the ref constantly about how much he's getting pulled and pushed and all the rest of it. And like you say, Cantwell's whipping in balls, and that one that you're talking about, see the one that just puts it straight to him and he takes the touch and he dummies the guy again and mucks about. See if he just bloody takes that first shot on Ox, he's burying it. He's getting another goal. He
could have had 4 goals in the second half, mate. 4 goals, quite easily, just himself, mate. That one, the 2 headers, which he scored 1, and then that one under the bar that he managed to put out. That's 4 goals, mate. And
some of the play as well, Ox, during that kind of period as well, see they were kind of 1-2s near each other. Tav as well, I think, had a shot as well. He was playing like a number 10 at one point. Did you notice that? I don't know if it was just me, but do you notice that at times when we're attacking, we're sitting as a free at the back and all that as well? We're doing that. The tactics totally confused me with Clermont. Like 1 minute we're meant to be this kind of 4-2-3, 4-2-3-1, and next minute I'm seeing us sitting as free at the back, and we're marching forward with 4 and 4. I mean, it's mental. I don't know. Like Tav's meant to be like your right back, and the next minute he's playing as with that chance he's sitting as a 10. And then even like the mistakes that we made, Tav's sitting in more the left hand side of the goal than the right hand side.
He was when that cross came in for the second goal. He wasn't at the front post. He was in the middle of the back of the post. I want to give congratulations to the young boy Fraser. Come on, mate. He's made his debut, and that's a big moment for any young boy. And congratulations to him. And I thought he done very well. He showed a bit of pace and a bit of determination. So we're huffing and puffing, and the second half starts. We get the equaliser, as we mentioned, through Dessers, and then Cantwell puts a wonders cross in. We're going to say that. You give him a shot. I'm saying it's a cross. What are you saying?
I'm going with Kroos as well, mate. But don't get me wrong, the way he celebrated is as if he meant it. Don't get me wrong, there's no Rangers player getting to his Kroos, weren't there?
You've all got a chance of these things happening, mate. Yeah. So we're then 3-2 up, and obviously they started to tire, and then we get I think potentially the player of the season come on, Scott Wright, and scored 2 good goals, man. I couldn't believe it. I was just discussing that he hadn't scored a league goal for over 2 years, and then he gets 2 in a couple of minutes. So that's a goal a year. So yeah, statistically he's improved a lot tonight, and there were 2 good goals.
The were, but that first one, I felt it was bobbled up a bit, and if he didn't catch it right when he did, it was got to be a muck up as well for him. But credit where credit's due. I mean, he puts it away, Ox, but my God, talk about turning up late to the party. I mean, when the party's over, Big Scott Wright's rocking up with 2 goals in a game. I mean, an influence in a game. It's just Scott Wright all air, isn't it?
Did you see 5-2 coming at half time, GB?
No chance, Ox. I think what it says at half time, I thought the players were on the holidays. I was actually thinking to myself, is that the players down tools on the manager just with some of their attitudes and stuff like that after the first half, Ox, especially with conceding the goals. They just didn't look up for it at all. But whatever Clermont had a word with them at half time, it seemed to give them a kick up the backside. And I think the youth getting introduced, Ox, didn't days any harm. I think, like you say, Robbie Fraser came on. You could see the light in his eyes when he was coming on, and he was giving instructions to Diamande and all the rest of it. I mean, he was right up for it, which is, by the way, we were saying pre-match that this is what we need. We need maybe some Rangers boys in about it. Maybe know the answer right now, Ox, but we're showing there that there's boys eager to impress, and I says there's a game against Dundee. They didn't do themselves any harm, Ox. If they're going to start to feature and we need some boys in the backup, then there's time and place for them.
All right, we better get these phone lines open later. Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I never seen it coming, but we played some decent stuff in the second half. And what's maybe annoying and people get frustrated about is we should have put that team in the sort up at Dens Park. You know, you've got to go with the right attitude. And that's 3 halves against them. And we've not won 3 of them. And we've battered them there in the second half. We're no starting games, mate, and that's a negative. It worries me, mate. It's a consistent theme we've had, mate. We earn the starting games well, and then we're putting myself under pressure.
Even would you call him Big Butland put us under pressure, Ox? Remember the Davis pass back and stuff like that, and it kind of bobbled up for him, and he had to just kind of fluff it out for a corner. I mean, that's kind of early doors, and nerves already. I mean, I don't know where it's came from, because we should have been flying, Ox. The confidence should have been in the team. But like I say, there these last so many weeks, it's just seemed to have creeped in that this first half seems to be a thing, and it seems to have dropped back into this wanting to give teams a couple of goals a head start. I mean, I know we want to make it entertaining, but my God, like let us get the goals first and let's say make a game of it. It's frustrating, Ox, because I can imagine the manager's tearing his lefty hair he's got out, and he's gone 2-0 down. Thankfully, let's say Ross popped up and got the goal before half time to give us a chance to get back in it again. But I honestly thought it was going to go downhill. I didn't expect Cantwell to come out and have the game in his, because usually the way things have been going is that the players they kind of just go into a slumber. But like I says, they came out and they fought for the fans tonight, Ox. We'll give them credit there. Like I says, there's some really good performances in that. Plenty of shots in goal. Silva as well. I think he should have probably had about 2 in the second half and all.
It could have been double figures, GB. Would you agree?
Aye, easily, Ox. I says Silva. I'm saying there was a kind of a period where it was. I think he had 2 chances. It was Dessers that kind of laid it off him. It was like 1-2s with Cantwell, and then I think it was like about 4 passes inside the 6-yard box, and it fell to Silva again, and he didn't bury it. He just, like I says, just was the set ready for it. But again, another day they're going away, Ox. But sometimes I'm feeling as though it's too little, too late. That play should have been there, like you says. The games that was really needed, Ox.
Maybe. We're a bit more mobility in the midfield, and particularly in the second half, we sprung on them, we got on them, we had more players forward. You know, the forward players were all involved. The midfield was further up the pitch. We attacked better, and it was a better performance. Which we haven't done a lot in the last few weeks, you know. But obviously, you're right, too little, too late. But we're only critiquing the night, and it was a game of 2 halves.
Mm-hmm. I think, Ox, do you know what I enjoyed the night? See that left side for us, see the left back side between Ridvan and young Robbie. See the way Ridvan drove forward, just himself, he would just grab the ball and just go right for it, go and have a dig. That worried Dundee. You mean it meant it's more focus on him, and they want to focus on our right side as much, because Cantwell, I don't know if you noticed that he was getting hacked like nobody's business in that first half, and how that boy never got a yellow card for the.
He should have a yellow card, but some of the fouls, mate, that's Todd's game. He's in there and he's getting in front, nicking it. He should have had a yellow card because he had about 3 or 4 fouls, and I don't know why the referee never booked him. But what I will say is Todd knows what he's doing, mate. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, some of the stuff, like you say, the ones in the guys coming in from behind him and all that, he's grabbing his leg and stuff. I know what he's doing there, but like again, they're clearly targeting him, and they're trying to stop him from being the guy that's creating the stuff. But that's what I'm saying. You're looking for the next player to step up and do that for you. And that's his young Ridvan was brilliant. He was driving forward, and then Robbie Fraser's second half. See some of the runs he was doing and no getting up. There was a ball that was looking as if it was going out for a goal kick, and the wee boy never stopped. He ran to try and get it in, and as much as it was a cert that it wasn't going to get it, he still wanted to show that he was trying. And like I says, he got that cross in as well. See if Roof was a wee bit more alert, he would have popped that one away near the end as well. So we're talking about goal socks. So you could have had Roof, Dessers, Cantwell, Silva. You mean Scott Wright? Umpteen amount of people that could have scored tonight. Even Ridvan, like I says, with his shot, I think he had 2, didn't he? Had 2 good, decent shots in goal tonight.
Right. Well, if you're just critiquing the second half performance alone, it was fine, mate. They had very little gone forward because we were constantly going forward. We played some decent stuff. Some of it was entertainment. Some of it was entertaining without being absolutely OTT, but we won out worthy winners in the end and could have won by more. Yeah, but however, it'll all be ifs, buts, maybes, you know. And it would have been exciting if we could have got that result on Saturday with that the night pushing forward for the goals, trying to get goals, mate. You know, it would have been really exciting. And if they 2 goals at the end of that circumstances, it would have been different, you know. But maybe there would be different players and different attitude. I don't know, mate. It's all ifs, buts, and maybes, isn't it?
You imagine, Ox, let's say we get the result at the weekend and then we get hot with the news of like 11 players out, right? And then the young boys come into that game tonight and drive us onto a 5-2 result. I mean, in a title race. It's only probably stuff that's dreamed of with these young boys coming in to contribute to a title race. And that's the kind of sad things about it. But it did show me some hope, Ox, that we've got people there that can probably be squad fillers. I mean, I think, say for talking's sakes, we can secure another left back or something like that. I think we've got there. I think we've got some cover there that we can develop, Ox. I don't think we need to worry too much because the boy, what I says, didn't do himself any harm, especially maybe in the league. I'm not saying European top teams and all the rest of it, but like I says, I think we've got cover there that we can develop.
Yeah, you've got to give credit. It was due him and Cole McKinnon done all right. But come on, it ended up quite a young team. And Marshall with Tab at centre half. I never thought I'd see that, GB.
I know. We've been screaming for him to get that kind of right wing position, and Sod's Law gets papped into a defensive position where everybody says he's at his weakest. You mean it's crazy, but again, he led into Ox and didn't have an overly bad performance. Like I say, sometimes he's questionable at the back, but the night he was up more attacking the night and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's just the teams that frustrated. I honestly know, like, Comon's team talks must be bamboozling. I mean, he must go in there and go like, what the hell are you doing? And then next minute they come in after that second half and he's got Scott Wright scoring 2 goals. I mean, he's like, where the hell you been all season? I mean, because some of the runs that Scott Wright done, see some of the turns and stuff like that, I'm like, wow, like, where's this been?
We know what Scott Wright's got, but because the trouble is his numbers. We know he's got a bit of pace, a bit of trickery, and he can control the ball. You know we can control it, yeah. But however, it's his numbers. You've got to create. You've got to score goals when you play for a forward for Rangers, and obviously that's his second league goal tonight, 1 and 2 in 2 years, mate. It's just not good enough. And he's got ability. We know that he's got pace, but his numbers suggest he's not the answer, mate.
No, he is too little, too late for him, Ox. I think. Like I say, there's no point in
contract to go, mate. Another year.
Aye, he'll be a squad filler then for me because, like I say, you can't turn up when the pressure's off now, Ox. I mean, it's just no good enough.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I know, but they were 2 good goals. If we've slated him, he scored 2 good goals, but he's not been great. You've got to give credit with his due, mate, and he scored 2 decent goals.
I don't get me wrong, Ox. If he keeps this up, like even if he gets a wee nod for Hearts, then by all means, fling him into that Old Firm game. You mean? But
I don't know if that's the answer. Anyway, we've been joined by all day. How are we doing, mate?
Doing fine, guys. It turned out all right. I thought we were heading for a car crash, but it turned out all right. I'd just like to take my hat off to all the Rangers people that were at that game tonight and the ones that stayed at the end to give them a clap round because that was one dirty, rotten night out there to play football. But regarding the game, I think basically we had a big hangover there about that. They playing the Yankee mob.
I get that, mate. I get that. You know,
plus we were
flat. It was flat.
Yeah,
it was flat in the stands, Davey, and that was flat in the picture.
And the defence sort of barely knew each other. You could tell that with the goals we lost. I felt sorry for McCausland because he got left, I think, to dry out in that wing. I mean, he was trying to cover up for Tab, but that's another story, isn't it? No, that was at the end up. You were never. I mean, if you'd have took a bet on that, you would have been a rich man tonight. But the bottom line is, it's over the line now, and we didn't give that man came up with a chance of having a good laugh. So I'm more than pleased. Not great, but it's 3 points.
If you're critiquing just that game alone, mate, particularly the second half, you say that was okay. GB.
Aye, Ox, I mean, we were predicting 3-0 before the game kicked off and stuff like that. So I never expected us to score 5 tonight. No way. I didn't think that was going to happen, especially after the performance at the weekend. I thought 3 would have been nice, but no. Like I said, I'm quite happy that a lot of the players that I wanted to perform in front of the manager did perform in that second half. I was worried for them after the first half performance, but like I say, Cantwell, Raskin, Ridvan, Dessers to a certain extent, Silva as well. Like I said, they all kind of chipped in and showed a bit of quality in the second half, and that's all we're asking for. Like I said, a bit of endeavour and a bit of, like I said, good play football. Like some of the, like I said, some of the 1-2s that was played for the chances they created in that was brilliant, and Cantwell's goal kind of just summed up Cantwell, isn't it? He's got that bit of brilliance in him, and that's my frustration, Ox, is, like I says, we really need to, like I says, manage Cantwell. I know he's a bit kind of social media and all the rest of it, but the camera turned to Clement when he scored the goal, and Clement never really over-exaggerated the celebration or anything like the goal. And I just want them to kind of bury the hatchet a wee bit if there is something that's going on, Hawks, because I think, like I says, it would be a waste to see Cantwell walk out the door just because, like I says, somebody doesn't like somebody on doing social media.
It happens, mate, in your classes of personalities as well. Walks of life, David, didn't you?
You having a pop at me?
No, not at all, mate. Not at all.
Oh, I must say, I totally agree with you, Ox, about the corners. I've been on about that for a long time. And these ones that are swinging out, it's leaving us wide open. But obviously that's the plan, the game plan, who takes it. Usually Tavernier, because he takes it with his right, swings it in that way. And it's going to be an in-swinger all the time. You can't take it out the other way. I mean, the other one, the first one he took, the wee what's his name? Yilmaz. What's his name? Yilmaz, isn't it?
Ridvan.
Ridvan, aye. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, that was the park back in again. You know, that would have harmed if it was another guy kicking it with his right back.
Aye, with the whip that he put on it as an outswinger, mate, I want to see him take in-swinger like that.
Yeah. Well, he should be doing that on the other side.
Exactly.
If we're going to do that.
I thought he had a good game tonight, Midvan, David. What did you think?
Oh, he was outstanding. He was outstanding, and what I felt was eventually they got to know each other a bit better, because the passing was all over the place, and I still say that was a bit of a hangover for the weekend. And you've got to remember, everybody's on about what we've not done, what we've lost. They players are gutted. The people saying they don't care, that's rubbish. They had that in their hands, and they know they blew it. And that must affect you, and it must, doesn't say you're going to play a binder the next game. It doesn't work like that. So mentally, they must be pretty well doing a dump. So, and it was heading that way again tonight. But there you go. All the goals in the second half, good performance. There's something there.
GB.
Aye, David, no, I agree. Like that first half, I was watching the kind of body language of the players and stuff like that, and there was a time where I think Cantwell and Silva were discussing who was going to take a throw in, and you could just see that neither two of them could be bothered at that point in time just because of the way the game was going. But like I says, I was glad that the attitude and the application came in the second half, mate. Like I says, the talk must have been done, and like I says, there must have been a bit of grit and determination in them not to give up. And by the way, going back to Saturday, I know we got beat and stuff like that, but let's face it, that second half, Clement mentioned that the team could have downed tools. They never gave up. We kept the scoreline reasonable in a sense, you mean? But teams gone by have just down tools, and there's been 4 and 5 put past us and stuff like that. So we kept the score respectable at the weekend. So like you says, Davey, the team's probably gutted, and it's a hard thing to pick yourself up all the time when you know that you had a title on your hands. But again, they gave the fans. They gave the fans something that second half, and I think that's all we were asking for. I think the first half was, again, one of the performances that we don't accept, but the second half, at least, they came out and, like I says, put a bit of entertainment on for us.
Well said, son.
I watched and there was a decent second half. Listen, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Come and join us, give your thoughts quickly before we start winding up the show. But listen, a decent second half performance, a bizarre 5 minutes, seems to be the way, around about the same time, Davey. Roughly the same time.
Well, you just got to take it game by game, Ox. If you look at the goals, there's quite a few people to blame for the goals. But the back four, I would say, were pretty new to each other. And you could tell Big King let the ball come through. He should have been putting that out of the bar, blah, blah, blah. It didn't. And the guy was lucky to hit the ball and hit the ground and went in. That's what I was trying to say earlier. We've just had some rotten luck. And people say, oh, you make your own luck. I agree with that. You do make your own luck. There's a lot of luck carries you through to win a league. And when we have not had it, it's been at crucial times when we've lost certain players and their rhythm, just as I said earlier, went out the window, and it's very hard to get that back again. And once we get the snidey results, that just torpedoed us.
Aye, confidence, mate. But we've done some things right, but a lot wrong. But we'll stick to the right. I thought that Raskin grew into the game. I thought he'd done okay. We thought he'd been fantastic. I think that Diamandi's learning his trade, GB. Cantwell was excellent in the second half without being OTT. The movement for the Silver and McCausland was a lot better in the second half. But I thought the man of the match, for me, our best player was young Ridvan. GB.
Aye, so like you were saying about Ridvan, he was always driving forward, Docs, always positive with play, always playing out for the back as well. None of these lumping balls away up high, that carry on. I mean, passing, crisp and stuff like that. That's all we're asking for. I mean, we're asking for them to get an understanding who's going to move where. And it's just getting into a rhythm, Ox. I think when the team got into a bit of rhythm that second half and a bit of an understanding, that's when we've seen the best football for them. And it's just something that's been lacking all season. I think Davies touched on it with the injuries and stuff like that. We've just never had a settled side. Never had a bit of luck to just get a constant living. There's Ridvan was injured when he came back for that international break. I mean, some of the runs we've seen tonight for him, Ox, it could have been a different story in some of the games away at Ross County and Dundee if he's doing some of their runs, and some of these teams are panicking more about Ridvan than maybe watching the likes of Silver running down the wing and a Cantwell or a Tav or whatever. You mean it draws these players to a different player, Ox, and we've not had that. And when it's been Born or it's been Sterling or whatever, it's more kind of defensive minded. So long may it continue that Ridvan's in the team and he stays fit, Ox, because I think he will have a bit of an influential bit of play in the Old Firm game coming up.
Oh, if you're picking team on for him, he starts all day long, Davey.
Oh yeah, it's spot on. You're spot on with that, 100%. I noticed that myself. He was a wee bit. Well, he was just like the rest of them all in the first half. They were all out of sync a wee bit, but they came out, got the early goal. That just seemed to. Well, the one before half time was definitely the golden egg. That was the one that pulled us right out of the mire. If we hadn't got that, and we'd have been hard to break game down. The way they were setting up. And that's another thing. You've got to give Dundee a bit of credit. They're a good team, a hard team. They've proved that. So it's not what Rangers. It's Rangers trying to break down the other team. And the way we were playing
a couple of decent. David, they've got football players in their team.
Aye, I mean that big guy, the big boy, the big Sarah Hop or whatever it is. I mean, he was cleaning up. He tired, he run out of gas. And that was just due to our pressure. So you've got to give your players the credit for getting them into that position.
Rope, their two midfields can play the game. The boy Tiffany and the boy McGowan, yeah, they find space. They're decent players, mate. Decent players.
Goalkeeper as well, Ox.
Their
goalkeeper tonight as well.
What a save, GB. What a save for Dessers. That was a great header.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. And Davey again touches on it's the whole luck thing. I mean, when is these keepers ever turning up against anybody else like that? Like I says, these worldly saves always come up against us for some reason. But fair play to the boy. I mean, like I says, he's putting it on show tonight. And like I says, Dessers was very unlucky. Like he says, Ox could have been 4 goals for the guy tonight. But that boy just pops up with like I says, his best game of his life probably.
Aye, it was a good save, and Dessler scored a good goal as well, if I'm being honest, David.
Yeah, aye. Oh, you're spot on. That was a corker. A big Mark Gately one there, wasn't it? Well, there is the young boy, the goalkeeper, was outstanding. I mean, he didn't want to Cantwell and all. That was a belter. He saved him for a right doing. But that was doing to us. We're talking about the first half, you can forget about it. We just weren't out of races. We didn't turn up to come out the second half. And with the me man, McCausland, scoring the first one, that gave us the hope. And we came out, the crowd got behind them. And it was on the go. And it was great. And you got to remember the conditions they were playing in. It was atrocious. And as I said, I take my hat off to all the fans that stayed there. Marvellous. Men, ladies, kids, a lot of yous. I take my hat off to a lot of yous.
Right. Aye, it's, I'm sure we'll talk about the season as a whole at some point, but just sticking to the night's game, the manager would be pleased with the reaction, GB, but will not be pleased that with those 2 goals there, with those 2 goals at similar sort of time in the match within a quick couple of minutes. Similar again, crosses coming in left and right. And then the last home game as well, we went one down. We only starting good games particularly well with the piece because we're not getting goals at the right time. GB.
Aye, Ox, I mean, again tonight, the half-hour mark at the weekend there, it was a half-hour mark as well. It's and then previous games, like you says, it's either in the first minute, so we kind of get a happy medium. I just come on, being a defender, Ox. You think, like I says, they would be working on this. He's talked about it. He was wanting to work on the corners and that, and he's looking into it and stuff. Maybe it's something that he'll concentrate more on. When the league and that's finished, but I says it is a worry. And you've talked about how open we are at set pieces and that as well, Ox. It's just there's a few things he's got to get right in the summer. Can he be going into another season like this? I mean, especially like these goals are so soft, Ox. I mean, granted the boys are doing well putting them away in the opposition side of things, but I mean, like the space. I mean, you look at O'Reilly's goal at the weekend. The amount of space he had to kind of take his time and place it. I mean, is shocking. And then the night, I mean, the 2 goals. There's nobody kind of challenging the guys to put them off their shot or anything. It's maybe like I says, the second one's a bit of a freak goal.
If I'm being honest, the first goal's come down the wing. McCausland's isolated. He doesn't dare lot. The boy puts in a decent cross. And we're caught sleeping because Ridvan's no aware, and it's their right back. It comes in, he actually mishits it, and it ends up in the back of the net. The cross is decent, but McCausland should stop the cross at source. The second one, mate, we're 2-on-1. I said it earlier at the start of the show, we're 2-on-1 with the free kick, so we're not switched on. They take a short free kick. McCausland's isolated. The guy puts in not the greatest cross in the world, and if I'm honest, Davey, if we would have scored that goal, if Silver would have scored that goal with that flick, we'd have been raving about it. So it ends up in the back of the net. I don't know who you blame for the second one, apart from we've not got out to deal with the free kick.
Well, you couldn't have summed it up any better. You're spot on. We just went to sleep again. But that. I'm going to put that down to the way the back 4 were playing with each other. They've not played together that formation. Maybe in training and all that, but that goes for nothing. You just own that out in the park with all the punters watching the games on Sky. It's a different ball game. And then that's when Raskin went to sleep as well. But the guy took it brilliantly. I mean, he was a good player. I don't remember his name. He was that corner guy. He put in a good shift for Dundee.
Aye. Listen, GB, I know we'll pull apart goals we lose, but it was a decent finish, but it was cheeky. It ended up in the back of the net. Some people would say it was lucky. It looked as if he meant it to me, yeah.
Aye, Ox. I mean, he's turning his body and he's sticking the leg out, isn't he? I mean, so he's wanting to try and guide it. I mean, and it worked half. It came after him. I mean, so he was trying. And like you say, if it was us that done it or Cantwell that scored that, then we'd be raving about it. And like I say, fair play to them. They're got to take their chance when they get it. But again, we can't be giving them. We can't, like you say, gifting them chances. It's the same. Like I says when. Like at the weekend, there's crosses going in and stuff like that all over the place, and we're just letting them do it. We need to shut them down, and that again, that's got to come for the manager. It's got to come for the backroom team. That's got to be. I'm not saying coached out of them, but what I say is that they talk about that they analyse every single game they watch back and stuff like that. So why are they not picking up on this? Because it seems to be we're watching the same mistakes week in, week out now.
Different mistakes, different personnel. The young McCausland with the cross, he goes into the mixer, you know. We've not dealt with it. Was Ben Davies and Midvan set up right? And they watch you back to see their setup. Sometimes somebody just puts a good gross in and takes you to the game, Davey. You can't do anything about it.
That's basics. That's what I'm talking about. A bit of luck. People say, no, this is not right, but it doesn't happen that way. It does happen that way. You got a bad bounce or a ball, it hits somebody else, and you can't take it away for that goal. That was a well-taken goal. It was preventable, but we didn't do that. So, but we did come back, and we scored 5 goals. That's what matters. Now we need to finish the season confident, strong, getting ready for this Mankey Mob. You've got to remember as well, guys, how many injury players have we had out there tonight? And I think Dessers were talking about he had a hamstring, he was all right. He was running about daft at the end up. So he's not injured. But if we get some more players back, I mean, definitely need to get some of the major players in defence for that man came up. I wouldn't even bother playing them against the Hearts. Don't know what you think of that.
I get what you're saying, mate, because obviously it could be potential about the cup final, but we'll see where it goes. You never know. Stranger things have happened, but I doubt it, but you never know. We have got Connor Golson, Liam Balogun, John Suter, all injured. You know, we're playing with arguably our 4th and 5th choice centre halves, which is bizarre. GB.
Aye, King coming in tonight again kind of just showed his youngness as well, Ox, I think, as well. He's definitely not the long-term answer, Ox. I don't know what King's position's got to be going forward. He done a job for us tonight, Ox.
I don't think he's a centre-half, GB.
No, Ox, I don't either, to be fair. I think see when he's playing in that position, he always looks as though he is just filling in. If you get what I mean, like he always just looks as though he's doing a job for us. He never looks like comfortable in it.
He's got a lot of assets to his game. He's brave, Davey. He's seen that he doesn't come to make sure he clears them. He'll give you everything he's got. He's pacey. His nail looks a lot stronger. You know, he can pass the ball. But obviously, we don't know how good he is because we've not seen him in a run of games for near enough a year now. And obviously, he had a bad run in the team, but look, he's got potential. Whether he'll fulfil that potential, I don't know. But I don't think he's a centre half, but he gives you everything he's got.
I think he's going to make me a good fullback. Could be wrong, but I mean, they said that about Stirling and all. You know, and look where they put him in the middle, and they took him out the middle, and then you know what happened there.
Well, you know my view on Stirling.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's 100%. You're spot on.
I've been saying it for quite a few months now, mate. I'm not trying to be wise after the event, yeah.
Well, he's shown you that. He's proved it there. That's where Clement's getting it in the neck about the way he set up the team there in the last couple of games against that man came up. That was a mistake. I mean, I tried to stick up for the man, but he can only put out that formation. But that formation wasn't working, so he should have hooked a few of them and brought the big guy into the middle of the park. But that's his decisions. It's not for us.
Aye, William King, I think we forget, GB, he is only 20.
Exactly.
Well, there I forgot, Ox. I mean, he seems to have been running that long that you think he's older than that. I thought he was maybe about the 20, 23, 24, but... Aye, running about that 29 mark, aye. But that... Don't get me wrong, Ox. It's as if they've got the time, they've got the length of contract to stay and try and fight for their position, Ox. I'm all for it, you mean, and hopefully they can find a position that's suitable for them. But King, like I say, he's in there and he's doing his endeavour and all the rest of it. But it's just, that's all right against Dundee, Ox, right? You're getting pass marks against Dundee, but like I say, I think against a higher level team, maybe against the Hearts, we'll soon find out at the weekend if he's got to get flung in against Hearts. I think you might find that there'll be more frailties there in the defence. And again, you're just hoping that some of these ones that are injured come back for the Alpha.
I didn't think he was bad tonight. You know, I think he's got attributes, and you couldn't judge him when somebody's come in. I don't think he's played for the first team for a year, Davey. So, you know, I want to give him a bit of credit that you talk about this match fitness. How's he meant to have it? He's been on the bench more times than Rumpel with the Bailey.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it when you said what age the boy is. I put him in against Hearts neighbour. He's as good as anything that Hearts has got, if he's no better. So we can't knock the boy. He's maybe not a long-term solution. We all know that. But at the moment, as you say, 4th, 5th choice, he's doing the job. A couple of mistakes. You can't hang him out to dry for
that. GB, are you thinking that Leon was really blown for a lot of the goals? I know he was maybe behind the guy when he flicked it. Yeah. But, I mean, if I'm the centre-half, I'm goal side of the guy. He's on the right side, and then the guy's done something unusual. Yeah, maybe you could argue he could be closer, but the guy's done an outrageous flick.
No, I can't blame him for that, because he can't preempt that. You mean he doesn't know what that guy's got to do. That wee flick on, you mean? So no, I'm not blaming him for that. It's not just on the night's performance. I just think what I say is overall for what we've seen. The boys came in and he's tried his best, but you know what I mean. When I look at Sterling filling in that position at the weekend, Ox, he's an absolute powerhouse. He dealt with Maida as if he was a crisp packet. You mean? And I just think when you're comparing that performance to the night's performance, it's a steady Eddie performance for Leon the night, and we thank him for it. But when I look at Big Sterling at the weekend, that's the kind of defending I want done. I mean, somebody that's basically defending the guy out the park. I mean, I think it's just night and day. I mean, you just see the difference in quality, and that's why I'm saying I think Leon's maybe his position's somewhere else in the team. I don't think it can be long term in this defence.
I think one starting 3 subs this season, so he's hardly kicked the ball. I think he could be a right back. I'm in Davies' camp, same as I think Sterling could be a defensive midfielder. Just the way I see it, Davey.
Well, I maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's played a couple of games at fullback. I could be wrong. And he was very, but I think I'm just assuming, and he was very steady, and he can cover, he can tackle, which we don't have. We have that poetry, we don't have. We have, and that's the thing about McCausland. I see that about McCausland. Okay, we're all on his case about cutting out the cross, but we're just having here. He's a right back. And all he goes comfy, always comfy that side.
I've not watched it back to see what that was for the first goal, but what I will say is
He was in the box.
Diamande gave it away cheaply up the park, mate.
Yeah.
He really gave it away cheaply up the park, and then he broke away and that close one and then scored. There was a few errors in there, but I need to watch it back. I've only seen it. And I had switched I switched over to watch. I didn't watch it half time, mate, because I switched over to watch the other big game.
Ox, can I ask you about regarding Sterling? What's the position with him?
He's injured, mate. Details to follow, Davey. That's all I know, mate.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I wouldn't.
No different when your windy cleaner puts a sick line in. We don't know the details.
I sacked her. She's not doing a good job.
I heard she didn't care about the windies, mate. That's what I heard.
She says she was wanting to go to higher things, so she's doing high flats now. No, the main thing is, guys, we've got confidence back, and that means the world. Because if we had flopped the other night, the heads were going down anyway. But no.
Yeah, if you give them a down for the first half, GB, in that mad 5 minutes, you've got to praise them for the way they reacted in the second half.
Yeah.
Oh, aye, Ox, 100%. And by the way, I probably come back myself a wee bit because I feel as though I'm bashing like Leon King and the kind of youth system and stuff like that. But one thing I do give them more credit for, all the youth that came on the night, see their passing. Their passing's brilliant. See the way Leon King comes out with the ball and he finds a player and stuff like that. Their passing is a hell of a lot better than some of them in the squad. I mean, young McCausland as well was good the night, and Robbie Fraser again, like I says, when he was getting down the wing and stuff like that, I felt his passing was really good, and it just shows you that they're getting taught right, Ox. That's a good sign, you mean? But it's just getting them in the team, Ox. It's a big difference when you're trying to challenge in all fronts for titles and cups and all the rest of it. I mean, I know they've got to fill in the now, but it's just I wonder when it comes to the summer when we are signing players, how do they push these other players out the road? That's a big answer for me.
It's difficult. You need to get your chance and you need to take it. Somebody's bad luck, David. Somebody gets injured and then you take your chance. That's football. It always has been, isn't it?
Yeah. But our defence is screaming out for a big, strong centre half. I think Brisbane keeps mentioning that.
Maybe two, mate, if we're honest.
Aye, oh, definitely. I wasn't allowed to be greedy there. Just got to say one. Can we afford to?
I don't know, mate, but obviously you need to clear the decks, and that's the hard thing. People will get X amount left in their contract and they're earning big money. They're not going to move, do they?
No, well, they'll just put them on the bench then. I would it's got to change, Ox. We have got to shore up that back four. Rick Van's doing the business. I'm not going to keep going on about Tav, but for the centre half out towards him, that needs sorted. That needs sorted big time.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in the summer. We're in for a busy time, GB, but going back to the night, man of the match for you, GB?
Young Redvan, Ox, I think, has got to get it. Like I says, he was involved in a lot of the game, and even the first half, as much as it was poor, he was a kind of standout in that. Like I says, especially coming back from injury, showed his bit of class, and I says, long may it continue with the long darting runs. He was doing a bit of Bagheera the night, I think, wasn't he?
What about you, David? Man of the match?
I would go Cantwell very closely by Redvan. Redvan was Cantwell was the one that got us ticking,
The second half, I thought Cantwell was excellent, mate.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What about I wouldn't disagree, but I would have piece I would get to Redvan with you, GB.
Like I says, Cantwell, I agree with Davey as well. Cantwell had a great second half, Ox, and like I says, I'm kind of pleased. There's a bit of me saying that's good. No, like I'm trying not to make a thing of this kind of Cantwell and the manager thing, but it was just good that Cantwell scored that goal tonight. I like him as a player, Ox. I think he gives us something different. He's always that I says. He's always floating about with the 1-2 passing inside the box and stuff like that. I just think he, as much as Lawrence is great with his long shots and stuff like that, Cantwell, I think, is just the better option than Ox. And I just hope the manager can just try and fit him into this team going forward, because I think he is a great asset to have, Ox. And it's very hard to find as well. Considering the transfer market we're short in, Ox, I don't think we'll get many Cantwells on the cheap.
No, but he has to be more consistent with better numbers, and he has, be involved more. But we'll see. We'll see. Look, Cantwell's got ability, But maybe if he's better players run about him, he becomes better, Davey.
Yeah. Well, you just said that right there. With better players run about him. That's what a lot of them need. Better players run about him. But as I've always said, you start with the back. We've started with the back. You can't just stop at the goalkeeper. But that's going to be addressed. And I think it will be. It's going to be. It has to be. And then get some more talent in. Some guys that have got a bit of pace. I think it'll come. And if we can keep a hold of Silva, what's his name?
Seema.
Seema. No Silva. No, I'll get rid of him. No, I need time for him. He's an actress. No, I Seema. That was see when he disappeared out of our formation, our whole game changed, guys. We might not agree with that, but he was the guy who was taking us in the right direction.
We missed him.
Oh, big,
and if he would have chipped in with 10 league goals between January and May, we don't know where we would have been. GB here.
Aye, Ox. Yep. It's had a great kind of start of the season at the boy as well, didn't it? And influenced that kind of Champions League game as well for us, Ox. I mean, with his goal, he's got that kind of quality about him, Ox, that we need up the park. I mean, even when he came back for injury there in the Old Firm game at Ibrox, you could just see that right side. It's not his favourite position, but he gave a lot. It caused mayhem, and we're needing players like that, Ox. We're needing players to make defenders worried.
Pace, mate. Pace. Last word for your good self, David.
Yes, once we start to get on top of that unwashed mob, we'll be doing well, guys. Thanks for taking my call, and God bless the Rangers, and stay safe, guys. Good night.
Speak to you in the morning, Dave. I know you always phone me when you're up, just to let me know.
Good night.
Cheers, David. GP.
Hi, Ox. Thanks for having us back on for the second part of the show, mate. It's I'm glad that it ended up positive for us, mate. I
bet I'll have to tell you about that.
I was there. I was thinking, oh God. But at least I thought we were going to be busy with the callers right enough. But I know, great, good result for the Rangers. A good way to start this kind of free game for us, and hopefully it pushes the team on with a bit of confidence and marches us into this cup final, Ox.
Yeah. Thanks to David for joining us. Thanks to your good self, GB, Fox and All School Boy for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. Thanks to everybody for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10. Talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, All School Boy.